I couldn't function until I had that conversation. And bro, I'll be honest with you, that was one of the hardest things I ever had to do in my career.
I think based on the documentaries, everybody knew. I think it was one of those things that everybody knew. And even Hebner, like he was talking about how he felt so bad about it. And he actually lied to Bret and said
it was awful, bro. It was awful.
Yeah.
I wish like that. That's the thing. Like Cornette, obviously, he's trying to. Oh, Vince, you're a liar. I came up with that, and I'm like, Jim, if you want the credit for that, take it. I'm just telling you what happened, bro. I wish that day never ever happened. What a horrible, horrible day all around. Nobody won. Everybody lost, bro. To this day, I wish that day did not happen. It was a terrible day, bro.
Totally
That's
understood.
why people that still think there are people that think it was a work, and no matter what you say, and I'm like, I wish it was a work. I wish it was, bro.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, I'm gonna kind of shift to a different angle with that. So the screw job, what do you think about this? So the screw job basically indirectly spawned the, cocky McMahon heel turn, which
100%.
spawned Austin versus McMahon.
1,000%.
That's
why I'm saying, bro, they were trying to sweep this under the rug.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nothing like this is ever going to happen again. Right. I guarantee you. But you are 100% correct. And bro, everybody, oh yeah, Vince takes me. I take credit for everything. Bro, Vince didn't screw Bret. That was Vince.
Yeah.
That was Vince. I'm happy that I got him to do the angle. I'm happy about that. But that segment in the studio, I had nothing to do with writing it. That was 100% Vince. Yeah. And you are right, bro. That was definitely the start. Definitely.
Yeah, sure was. And if it wasn't for, I would strongly argue, if it wasn't for Austin versus McMahon, I mean, the ratings would have. I don't see a big ratings shift during the Monday Night Wars. That was the catalyst to really put WWE on top. Now they were already, Austin versus McMahon around 97, but it really got good around 98, 99. And those were the times where they were kind of going back and forth with Nitro and, of course, the 83 weeks. But the Austin McMahon rivalry, as it continued to get layer after layer after layer, you think it'll be gone for a couple months, and all of a sudden, Vince McMahon would bring in a heel turn, Undertaker, Kane, Foley, Triple H, The Rock, like he'll just continue to bring people to try to derail Austin, and that to me was really the lifeblood of WWE at that time to even compete to me against WWE. Now you had DX, you had the Nation, you had all those things, but the intrigue of WWE, the lifeblood was Austin versus McMahon.
Well, bro, what it was a number of things, and I agree with you 100%. You had two great performers.
Yeah.
You had two great performers who played tremendously off of each other. Mm-hmm. They had a very, very well-written story. Yep. And, bro, Austin was saying and doing what everybody wanted to say and do to their boss. Forget about the wrestling and the 5-star matches. Bro, everybody was tuning in because that was Joe Blue Collar saying screw you to that was it, bro. And you had DX and this and that and all these other things, but no, bro, that was the entire backbone, bro. No doubt about it.
Yep. 100%. I agree. So there was really indirectly as much as the screw job was the most notorious moment in pro wrestling history. it really ended up being the catalyst to WWE thriving eventually.
I agree.
And winning in the ratings wars. I would say, I would argue that that was really the spawn of WWE eventually winning the ratings wars because of that.
I would agree 1,000%, bro.
Yeah.
1,000%.
So there was, so it's definitely as negative as it was, it ended up turning out to be what WWE needed, you know, to pass.
Yeah, but on the other side of that coin, bro, I'll be honest with you, like, and this really bothers me because I had so much, and still to this day, so much respect in the world for Bret.
Absolutely.
On the other side of that coin, bro, I don't think he ever got over that. I just, you know, he may say, and that part sucks. I mean, I don't, like, what you're saying is right, and that really triggered everything.
Yeah.
However, when I look at the effect it had on him, you can't celebrate what we got out of it because it really, really affected him, bro.
It sure did. And, you know, and this is all hindsight speaking, right? Like in hindsight, we saw that it spawned and then trickled in, and it was a domino effect, essentially, you know, to the WWE eventually winning the wars. But in the heat of the moment, I mean, that wasn't really like, okay, we're going to use this to win the wars. It was like, yeah, this is like real people hurting and having some really, really deep issues, some really deep rooted issues. And you ended up working with Bret when he went to WCW, and it just seems like mentally he was just checked out the whole.
Well, bro, you got to understand that instance, bro. You got to understand, after that, Bret goes to WCW, bro. I'm there when Owen passes away. So when I get hired with WCW, bro, the very first thing before I have a conversation with anybody, I show up at that first TV. Where's Bret? Because I knew I had to have that. I couldn't function until I had that conversation. And bro, I'll be honest with you, that was one of the hardest things I ever had to do in my career. But I wanted to let him know, you know, I was there. I know what happened. If you want to ask me any questions whatsoever, I want to share that with you. And I had to do that, bro. And again, all of that came out of this respect I always had for that guy to this day. Some very, very, bro, these are the things, like, you know, Chris, why I get so hot at dirt sheets and guys that think that they're in the business and they're not. Bro, you have no idea what moments like this are like. Until you've experienced stuff like this, bro, I don't want to hear how many shows you've been to.
Right.
This is stuff, bro, that is very, very, very difficult, man.
Vince, I think a lot of people, and you say there's a lot of fans too, it's hard for fans and dirt sheet writers and anybody of the sort to really personalize like wrestlers. Wrestlers are figures, they're entities, they're characters of their own. They don't have feelings. They don't, you know, they don't get upset, they don't get hurt. You know what I mean? Like it's that super just bizarro world that no wrestler ever feels. You know, Vince Russo, even as a wrestling talent, you know, hey, you can just say whatever you want to Vince Russo, like he'll take it. He doesn't feel anything. You know, you can, you know, Bret Hart, oh man, he doesn't feel anything. Like, and me as a psychotherapist, like I'm like, oh, hold on, I advocate for y'all, because it's like, hold on a second, like wrestlers have feelings too. You can't just sit there and say whatever you want and just not expect, okay, well, get over it, Bret Hart. Okay, well, it's easier said than done. Bro. I mean, okay, that's like me, you know, you just got a divorce and, you know, something happened in your life, you just got fired or something. I'm like, get over it.
No.
Okay, well, that's not your story. You know what I mean? Like you can't just say get over it. You know what I mean? That just sounds very callous. And I think a lot of times these writers and fans and things like that, they don't realize that pro wrestlers have feelings too, and just to say things that just seem so callous, that doesn't show that you really understand and have. And it's unfortunate that people do that. People, even in social media nowadays, they still do it, and it's really sad to see.
Chris, you're going to appreciate this more than anybody, okay? Bro, yes, I wrote the shows. Yes, I produced. Yes, at times I was in front of the camera. The hardest part was for me, Chris, bro, I had to be a psychologist. I had to know every one of these guys. I had to know I had to know what they were going to like, what they were going to hate, what they were going to crap on. What, if I said one thing, you had to know all of them in here, because Chris, that's the thing. This isn't the day of go here, everybody, here's your script, go to work. Right. No. This is the day of I had to know every single individual, what made them tick, what were the point, what was the buttons you wanted to stay away from. Because, bro, at the end of the day, I'm writing the show. I want my show to air. Yeah. So I've got to convince them, bro, no, this is good. Like, so I have to anticipate beforehand what they're going to say, what they're going to take objection to. Are they going to want to do it? Are they not going to want to do it? Bro, there was so much psychology involved in my job. And Chris, unless you've been in that position, you'd never understand that. Yeah, you never understand that, bro.
Yep. Very true, Vince. You hit the nail right on the head, my man. Well, we're going to close up on that. There's just so many. There's 24 years, and there's still so many layers to uncover. I mean, like even in 24 years of the Montreal Screwjob, whatever story you hear, there's always something else to peel back. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. Bro, I'm sure if I spoke to the Shawns and the Hebners and the Triple H's, I'm sure I would hear stories for the first time I had no idea about.
Right.
Yep, no idea, bro.
Very true. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he's Vince Russo. I'm Dr. Chris Featherstone. This is Writing with Russo. So long.